I'm with you out of pity. Find someone else. Her words hit me like a frozen slap across the face. I froze mid-step, the coffee cup trembling in my hand. For a moment I thought I had misheard her. But no, there it was again in her eyes. Cold, distant, almost relieved. Relief that she no longer had to pretend. I set the cup down carefully on the counter, my hand steady even as my chest tightened. "Oh," I said softly, almost too quietly to be heard. She laughed, but it wasn't the warm, teasing laugh I had loved for 10 years. It was sharp, brittle, the kind of laugh that cuts deeper than any scream. "Yeah, you heard me. I don't love you, not really. I just can't break things off properly because you make me feel bad, and honestly, I'm done pretending." For a second I wanted to yell, to grab her by the shoulders and shake some sense into her, to demand the truth, to beg her to tell me it wasn't real. But I didn't. I just smiled. It wasn't the smile of happiness. It wasn't a mask. It was a deliberate, calm acknowledgement of a reality I had already feared but never wanted to confront. "You've been seeing someone else, haven't you?" I asked, my voice measured. Her eyes flickered. Not denial, not shame, just the faintest spark of irritation that I had seen through her carefully constructed lies. She didn't answer immediately. She never liked being cornered, but this time there was no escape. "Yes," she admitted finally, almost bored. "It's been going on for months. Months. Months of laughter, dinners, shared plans, anniversaries, and all of it. She had been somewhere else in her mind, somewhere with him. I felt the warmth drain from me, leaving only a hollow ache that throbbed in my chest. "I didn't think you'd notice," she said, shrugging, as though she were recounting an inconvenient chore rather than confessing betrayal. I nodded slowly, as if her confession was merely a statement of fact. "I did." Her expression flickered, a shadow of guilt, or maybe regret. You don't look angry." "No," I said. "I'm not angry. Not in the way you think." She cocked her head, suspicion and confusion battling on her face. "Then what are you?" "Sad," I wanted to say. "Broken. Devastated." But instead, I shrugged and allowed the quiet smile to remain. "I'm okay. I just understand now." She stared at me and I could almost see the wheels turning in her head. She expected tears, shouting, perhaps even a dramatic plea for her to stay. She didn't expect calm. She didn't expect acceptance. "Understand what?" she asked, voice sharp now like a cornered animal. "That sometimes love isn't enough," I replied. "Sometimes it's not about effort or trying harder or staying out of pity. You've made your choice. I can respect that." Her mouth opened, then closed. Then she did something I never expected. She laughed, a shaky, defensive laugh. "Respect? That's all you've got? After everything, you just accept it?" "Yes," I said quietly. "Because accepting it doesn't mean I condone it. It just means I don't let it break me anymore." The silence that followed was deafening. I could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen, the faint hum of the refrigerator, the way her breathing had become uneven. I had seen her like this before, afraid, trapped in her own lies. But this time there was no way out. I thought you'd beg me," she whispered finally. I shook my head. "I did beg once. For you. For us. For this life we built together. But when begging doesn't change anything, all that's left is letting go." She turned away, pacing the small kitchen, wringing her hands. I could see her mind racing, trying to decide whether to fight or flee. But I had already made my choice. I would not chase. I would not plead. I would simply survive, and maybe in surviving I would find myself again. "You don't hate me?" she asked, voice small, almost childlike now. "I don't hate you," I admitted. "I feel free. And sad. And disappointed. But hate? That's too heavy. I don't need to carry that. Not anymore." Her eyes welled with tears, but she didn't speak. She couldn't. I had removed the weight of expectation, and in that moment the tables had turned. The person who had thought she held all the power suddenly looked fragile, like a small animal cornered by reality. I didn't mean," she began, but I cut her off gently. "It doesn't matter. You meant it enough for it to be true, and that's all I need to know. You've shown me who you are." I walked past her, moving toward the door. She followed, uncertain. "Where are you going?" "Out," I said simply. "I need air. I need space. And eventually, I need someone who actually wants to be with me. She opened her mouth to say something else, but no words came. She watched me go, and I felt the faintest sense of relief in knowing she would finally face the consequences of her choices alone. Outside, the air was crisp and cold, sharp against my skin. It hurt, but it was honest. It smelled like rain and possibility, not like betrayal and lies. I took a deep breath and let it fill my lungs. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt the weight on my chest begin to lift. I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know if I would ever fully heal from this, or if the scars would fade completely. But I knew one thing. I was done living in someone else's shadow. Done pretending. Done carrying love that wasn't returned. And as I walked away from the house, from the life I thought I knew, I realized something terrifying and freeing. Love had failed me, yes, but it hadn't destroyed me. Not yet. And for the first time I truly smiled, not because I was happy but because I had survived.